People want to be entertained, but they need transformation.
Welcome to Impact and Fulfillment with Coach Mike D, where you'll gain practical wisdom and dynamic insight from amazing conversations to live your best life.
What's up, y'all? This is Coach Mike D with another episode of Impact and Fulfillment. Hope y'all are well. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're making the most of this life that you are currently blessed with. Because guess what? There will be an end date at some point. There will be an end date at some point. So, therefore, it's incumbent upon you to make the most of the life you've been blessed with. But I got a thought today that I'd like to share, and it's interesting. And for those of you that are in the creator space, if you're, you have a YouTube channel, or you do a podcast yourself, or you're an author, or you're a teacher, a coach, a speaker, somebody who creates things for other people, you probably can resonate with this concept that has been kind of ruminating in my mind. And that's this. People want to be entertained, but they need transformation. People want to be entertained, but they need transformation. It's interesting. I was recently talking to, someone, who's involved in the music industry, and he was letting me know about some of the cost for some of your favorite artists to perform. Like, he was literally giving me like real numbers about some of the cost for some of your favorite artists. I mean, it is mind blowing. What was even more mind blowing is some of these artists that are kind of regional, right? They have like regional acclaim, or that aren't necessarily mainstream. The amount of money they command to do live performances and concerts. I mean, you hear numbers for, regional artists that aren't super famous, that aren't mainstream, that most people, unless they're, kind of really deep in the culture, don't even know. Some of these folks are getting $40, $50, $60, $70,000 to perform. And some of the names that you can rattle off at the top of your head, right? A lot of them command over $1 million now to perform, to entertain us. It's an interesting perspective, because as he was talking, I was thinking through the lens of entertainment, right? Some of your favorite artists command over $1 million to perform. Then when you think about like athletes, right? And we see contracts. I just saw, it's interesting. I live in the state of Tennessee, and I just saw that the football coach at the University of Tennessee just got a new contract. And the new contract was for $9 million a year through the year 2029. But on the outlet that was reporting that, they wanted to put this juxtaposition out there. They said, yes, the football coach at the University of Tennessee just got a new contract for $9 million, and the governor of Tennessee makes $200,000 a year. Yeah, it was kind of interesting, right? But just, I use that disparity because as they said that, this concept, again, got embedded in my mind. And that's, again, this. People want to be entertained, but people need transformation. And the reason I'm kind of harping on that is because if you're in the creator space, if you are one that puts things out there for folks to learn from, to gain something from, even if you put something out there for folks to be entertained by, what you come to realize is that things that people want, things that people want, they're willing to pay a premium for it. But it's not always the case, or that's not always the case for things that people need. Hear that again. Things that people want, they're willing to pay a premium for it. On the flip side, things that people need, that's not always the question. That's not always the case. And so it's interesting when you think about the concept of transformation. If you're a person who creates products, or you do things, or you speak to folks with regard to helping them transform their life, and you look at the value proposition attached to that versus the value proposition attached to something that's entertaining. You know, how much are Super Bowl tickets, or how much, are good seats to the concert of your favorite artist, right? How much are, think about this. I mean, as a family, how much are tickets to go to an amusement park for a family of 4 for just one day? Again, all entertainment. And very few people, if they want to do those things, question the cost. That's just what it costs. And we're willing to pay a premium for something that we want. And the vast majority of us want to be entertained. Again, it's a very interesting perspective, but what we need is transformation. And just about all of us need transformation in some aspect of our lives. All of us, just about all of us, need transformation in some aspect of our lives. That's what we need. The question is, are we willing to pay a premium for that? It's a very interesting perspective, right? The notion of we will pay a premium for what we want, but we won't always do that for what we need. So I guess my question to you is, when it comes to that conundrum that we're kind of in, how do we go about helping people to want what they actually need? Back in the day, folks would say, how do you, put the sugar in the medicine, right? So that you can make it palatable, you can make it good, but yet they take it. And it's actually something they need. How do we do that? And I think that's the $1 trillion question, right? Because if we want people to become their best, they're going to have to invest the time and the resources into being their best. But right now, the vast majority are looking to be entertained. And I get it. If we live a life that is stress from the time we get up to the time we go to sleep, if we live a life that's chaotic, Monday through Friday, and maybe even on the weekends if you have a lot of responsibilities, if we live a life that we need to, escape from. I did an episode a few weeks ago on vacation versus travel. Vacation at times is an escape, whereas travel is all about the experience. But if we live a life in which we have the need to vacation from, to escape from, or simply have a release valve at the end of the day to blow off steam so that we can let off enough steam and release so that we can, rinse and repeat and do it the next day. If that's the type of life we live, then we will always prioritize being entertained over focusing on what we need. But, and this comes to the concept of impact and fulfillment with Coach Mike D, this podcast platform. But what if we started to adopt a life in which our impact in society is maximized? What happens if we start to live a life in which we really have true fulfillment in our soul? What if we started to operate like that, where it's no longer the end of every day, I need a release valve to let the steam off? Now, granted, we're going to have days that are challenging. We'll have moments that are challenging. I get that. We all do. No matter what you're doing, you could be living your dream life and you're going to have challenging days, challenging moments. You might even have challenging weeks, months, or even years, right? I get that. But the goal for this perspective is for us to make those temporary and not just something that we perpetually accept and push through, because then we create this never-ending cycle of I'm stressed. I'm frustrated. I'm not doing what I need to do, not doing what I want to do. I have no fulfillment. I don't think I'm being valued, yada, yada, yada. Everything hits the fan every day. At the end of the day, I'm watching the clock. I get there and do my thing, and then I come home and I need a release valve. Let's get off of that hamster wheel. Let's start living a life full of impact and living a life of full fulfillment. Because then we can be entertained, but it's not always the simple priority of having to be entertained over everything else, because everything else is so stressful. Everything else is, so misaligned with who we are and what it is we're called to do. So my challenge to you right now is to really take a look and evaluate where you spend your time, your resources, your energy. And are you spending the vast majority of your time, resources, and energy in directions that are misaligned with who you are? If so, I will almost guarantee that the impact that you're capable of making in society is not being optimized. I will also almost guarantee that you won't feel fulfillment in your heart, because day in and day out, and I'm not just talking about your job or your business. It's not about that. It's about the life that you live. It encompasses everything. But if that is misaligned with who you are, you're not going to sleep good at night. And that's something that we want to change. And so that's the whole purpose of this. It's for us to live a life of maximum impact and maximum fulfillment, because then society benefits, but ultimately you benefit, and you can sleep good at night. So again, the whole concept behind this of how we really got to this point was thinking about the concept of how people want to be entertained, but they need to be transformed. What aspect of your life needs transformation right now? Whatever that is, let's take the steps to get there. And if I can be of help, definitely reach out, visit CoachMikeD.com, shoot me a DM, and let's connect, man. Let's connect. And hey, as always, y'all make sure to follow Coach Mike D across all social media platforms. Share this episode out, but also in the comments or with your friends, talk about some of the things in your life that you need transformation on, right? Some aspects of your life that you need change in. And let's figure out a way to do so in a way that's in alignment with who you authentically are. Because if we do it the right way, your impact's going to be maximized and you're going to have fulfillment. Well, hey, as always, y'all be blessed, well, and wise, and I'll holler at you. Peace.
I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and follow Coach Mike D everywhere on social media. Y'all be blessed, well, and wise.